I'm Dan Casper, and this is the Green and Yellow Hard Count. We've spent the last day or so heaping the praises of the Packers defense with their win over the Lions on Sunday, and rightfully so. But I also want to give some flowers to the Packers offense. Jordan Love, to me, looked more confident. He looked more calm. Besides two poor decisions on back-to-back throws that nearly led to a pick six on each throw, I thought Love was solid. And I know the running game was a little bit slow to get going, and it finally picked up in the second half. But I'm not worried about Josh Jacobs and the running game moving forward. If the passing game continues to have success, it's going to continue to open up lanes for Josh Jacobs and the running attack. And for the receiving department, I think we saw a glimpse of the many different options that are available at the wide receiver and tight end position. When your quarterback's first eight completions are to eight different receivers, I think that tells us a lot about the depth at that position. But the offensive line to me is the story here. The protection they were able to give Love throughout the whole game was fantastic. And when you consider that Zach Tom and Aaron Banks left the game early due to injury and the line still performed at a high level, that has to give the Packers some confidence that if any of their starters miss any time, that their backups could come in and pick up where they kind of left off. The offensive line only gave up two quarterback hits and no sacks against the Lions. That's it. A big part of why Love was so successful in the passing game was because of the play of the offensive line. But now the offensive line is really going to be tested because it's a short week with the Commanders coming to town on Thursday night, and it's possible the Packers may be without Zach Tom and Aaron Banks in this game. Now, the Commanders were able to get pressure on 22 out of 45 pass attempts against the Giants in week one. That's nearly a 50% pressure rate on passing attempts. The Packers will need to have another great performance from their offensive line on Thursday to limit that pressure from the Commanders. Now, one way to do that is having a successful running game. The other is just winning in the trenches like they did against the Lions. But it may be a little bit tougher without Zach Tom and Aaron Banks in this game. But if the Packers can win in the trenches like they did against the Lions, the Packers will be in prime shape to start the season off 2-0. I'm Dan Casper, and that's the Green and Yellow Hard Count.